What is up, everybody?
Yo, yo, yo.
I'm Hialeah Comic Bro, and this is Inquiring Minds, and I've messed up this intro already, but that's all right. What's up, Javi?
What's going on, man? Playing a little bit of
Monday
Rush.
Warrior. A little Monday Warrior. I wanted to play it for our guest. Man, dude, check out the chat already. What the hell? I don't know if everybody's in here, but there's people showing up in the chat. Okay, you want to, go ahead.
Geeks, what's going on, geeks? Jaguar. Wichita. I try to mimic Discovery Bay when he says it. What's going on, Ruben Guzman? What's going on,
dude?
I
don't like this comment right here.
Start Me Up Show is 90. What's going on, 90 MF Comics, 90 MFC? Thank you for being here. Inquiry Mind is 90. Episode 40, special edition episode. Comic Head 84. What's going on, 84? Unruly Simeon. Edwin Diaz is also in here, stopping by to say what's up, what's up.
Funk, oh, brother.
Funk Comics, yo, what's going on, Baseman?
They were good, Kenny. They were good. I gotta admit, they were good. At least you didn't do it like with D-Runk and you didn't do it like Man Cave and had D-Runk with you when you did it. You know, that's kind of like getting in. You know, he's trying to win already. RWO in the house.
Yeah, he's trying to get
points.
Get the brownie points. Yeah, for that contest.
Yeah. Hey, we got a great guest for us tonight. Somebody new to the community. I've been watching his videos. He started like 4 months ago, and dude, he's got fire. Let me bring him in. And tonight's guest is Vancouver comic junkie Chris. How are you?
Hey guys, good. I'm doing good. I love the Canadian anthem you threw up there at the beginning. That was great.
I wasn't sure. I was thinking Triumph. I was thinking, and then I go, man, I gotta go with Tom Sawyer. I gotta go with Tom Sawyer.
Can't go wrong. I mean, the opening of that song is one of the greatest openings ever.
Yeah, it's classic.
Up in Canada, though, everyone loves Tragically Hip. It's like the great Canadian band that never broke past the border. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it.
I think I've heard of them, but I don't know what they sing.
They have great music, but all they do is talk about Canadian things, and it's just so unrelated what that's from here. So it's a thing. Check them out.
Dude, is this your first live?
It is. I've never done this before. So
oh, wow. Awesome.
It broke my cherry.
Excellent, bro. So I know you know how the show works. We're just gonna talk, man, and we're just gonna get to know you. The show is about you, and man, we got more people jumping in. What's going on, Kate Titus, all the way from Japan?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
What's up, Josh? Got my eye on you, Josh. What's up, Mark? What's going on? 36. What's going on?
Yo, what's up, 36?
Dude, so let's get it started, man. Bro, I love your channel.
Oh, thanks.
I'm going to put the description, the link, everything after the show in, because you got fire books. You collect amazing. You do the CGC. You're right out. I love it. I love it because I feel like you're my Canadian brother, man.
I've seen some of your books, man. I love it too. I love it. It's like coming back to childhood. That's how it is for me. I collect like I would have if I had a lot of money when I was 12. That's how I see it.
We're just kids with money, right? Isn't that how they describe men? We're just grown up kids.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what my wife keeps telling me anyway.
Kids with an income.
Exactly.
Exactly, man. That's all we are. So we were talking a little off air, and man, you're in British Columbia, and I looked up British Columbia today, and it is massive, and it's all the way on the Pacific side. So it's only 6 o'clock your time right now.
Yeah.
Did you grow up there your whole life?
I didn't. No, I grew up in the prairies, like north of Montana, like right on the border of Montana. Yeah. And yeah, I grew up out there until I was like 18, and then I moved around the States for a bit for work.
So you're American. So you're American.
No, I'm Canadian. I grew up on the Canadian side, like Lethbridge. It's just over the border, and so I spent a lot of time, obviously, there. And then after I was 18, I moved into the States to work a bit, and then ended up here because it's just easier to work in the film industry here. So
nice.
We're going to be talking about your job. That's going to be coming up because you've got a very interesting job, a very cool job. What's up, Ben? Is it as nice in Canada as everybody says it is?
I love America, and I've lived in like certain places. I've lived in LA, and I've spent time in New York, and a few other, and I've worked in Florida and Chicago and a lot of different places. And I love the energy down there and everything like that, and like this energy that isn't here, and I love that about it. But it just feels safer here in Canada. I think just because there's less of us, and it's so much cleaner. It's just cleaner.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's just because there's more government sanctions and stuff, but we do pay a lot of taxes. So,
but your medical is free.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome. Yeah, when we had kids, it was just like we just walked out. It was.
Did you have to sign a paper or nothing? And it's just.
I don't remember signing anything. I just remember taking a kid. I thought I stole them. So
it's like, is this really mine?
Yeah, exactly. So that kind of rules. But yeah, Canada's awesome. I'm really happy to be here, and I'm happy to raise my kids here. But I love America too. It's
awesome.
It's like the cool older brother of Canada. It's kind of like smoking a little pot in the backyard and stuff. So.
Hey, you were saying something that I really didn't. It kind of got me off. You were saying about diving, or is it swimming in up there or something?
Oh, yeah, diving, like
scuba diving.
Yeah. So like this area here, we're in a strait, like a kind of like if you go to Norway, there's fjords and things like that. Yeah. Kind of like that here, all these fjords everywhere. And we have like beautiful coral reefs around here, and the water is just gorgeous. And
coral reefs,
yeah. If you get out, it's some of the best diving in the world around here. Yeah, it's really great. So,
dude, I'm not a scuba diver, but I've never scuba dived. My son does, but
Oh, nice. Yeah, you should come up here, man. There's good surfing too, out in off the island and stuff. And we throw the paddle boards into the ocean every couple of days.
So how far are you from the it's the Pacific, correct?
I can look out my front window and see it.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm like a block off.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see whales? Orcas?
Actually, we were fishing. We were fishing in the bay, like right in the Vancouver, like English Harbor. It's like this English Bay, it's called. And we were just fishing, like drinking some beers and stuff and having a good time and not really thinking. And this gray whale came up beside us like 2 years ago. And it literally scared the shit out of me. Like,
yeah.
Because they're like Godzilla. Like you have no idea how big they are until they're next to you. And it just looked at us and just went back down and past us. And then we read in the news there was whales around here. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, we got one. So it was pretty neat.
How big was the boat you were in?
Not big. It was like probably like it was a Boston whaler. It was like 28 feet, I think, which is pretty big, I guess. Yeah.
It is. It's a good sized boat.
Yeah, it's not my boat. It was a buddy of mine's, and and it was way bigger than that boat. Like it could have literally farted and knocked that boat out over.
Dude, you guys didn't even see it until it came up.
It just literally came beside us. Like we just couldn't even believe it. So yeah, that was it. Maybe the beer was slowing us down a bit, but.
Bro, I was once on the west side of Florida on Captiva Island, and we rented it was Captiva Island. We rented a house, and we got there, right?
Yeah.
And this girl was in the water, and I was on the shore, man. And she was just by herself. She was standing. She wasn't too deep, and a manatee came up right next to her.
Oh Jesus,
bro! She took a dump. I freaked out. I was on shore and I was like, what? It's like it was like a Volkswagen Bug came up right next to her.
Of flesh.
That was terrifying. I can't imagine a freaking whale.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I was in the water, I probably would have had a heart attack.
Oh, yeah, she died.
Oh, yeah,
even the water right next to the manatee. And
manatees are harmless, though.
It doesn't matter, dude. That thing was like a car, and it just came up next to her. and I was on shore seeing it, and you just see this brown big thing come up, and and I was like, oh my God, dude,
I remember reading about manatees and old pirates and things that came over here. Used to think they were like mermaids.
Yeah, that's exactly
where the mermaid thing came from.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they thought they were mermaids. I don't know how they got that. Bro, so another thing you're into, we talked a little bit. I was telling you that I used to watch when ESPN first started. They didn't have any NFL licenses, NBA licenses. So when I was a kid, like in 6th grade, 7th grade, I would come home and they were showing all the Canadian football games.
Oh, CFL, man. Yeah.
All the CFL.
Yeah, the Argonauts and the BC Lions. Who were you a fan of any team?
Okay, let me see if I remember the teams. Okay, it was the BC Lions.
Yeah.
The Toronto Argonauts, the Montreal Alouettes.
Yes. Wow, that's a tough one to remember.
The Edmonton Eskimos. The Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Boom. Yeah. And
the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Yep. Yeah.
And there was 2 Rough Riders. It was Saskatchewan, and wasn't there 2 teams that were Rough Riders?
Calgary, it starts with an S.
The Stampeders.
Boom. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, man. Dude, I love Canadian football.
Yeah, too, man.
It's only 3 downs, right?
Yeah. It's a bigger field, too.
It's a bigger field, 110?
Yeah.
Dude, it was crazy. And I used to at that time, I used to watch
why the hell were you watching CFL? Like, weren't you living
because like I told you, it was ESPN in the early days, early 80s. Oh, yeah. They didn't have the licenses, so they would show like in the afternoons all the Canadian football games, and that's how I knew all those teams. And I would just sit there and watch, and I would and I want to get to this point. I would watch the Edmonton Eskimos, and Warren Moon won like 5 Grey Cups, right?
That was a dynasty, man.
They were amazing, man. They were amazing. But you told me something. We did a little off air yesterday just to make sure everything was going good. You told me that they have the same situation as the Washington Redskins with the name. I didn't know Eskimo was offensive.
Apparently, it's become offensive in the past few years. I guess it is, and they are changed. I think they've changed the name, but I don't know what it is.
And that's recent?
Like in the last few weeks.
Really?
So I don't think they have another name though, but I haven't really looked it up. So
yeah,
now I'm gonna have to look it up. But yeah, that's what's happening.
That's crazy. I didn't know. So what do you call an Eskimo?
A First Nations or what else? There's. I think First Nations.
First Nation?
Yeah, First Nation. But most Aboriginal people from like all the different tribes, like Blood Indian, like I can't even say Indian isn't a term. That's a term we grew up with because there was that culture here. It's all First Nations. So I don't know exactly what you call people from the North anymore. I just haven't looked it up.
Yeah.
Dude, when you told me that yesterday, I was kind of taken aback. I was not aware of that. And
yeah, in Edmonton, everyone's pissed off about it, but just because change is scary, and
it is.
That's really all it is. I mean, it's I get why they're changing it, but at the same time, it's just strange. Is really what it is.
Change sucks, but it's a Edmonton Eskimos is a perfect name.
It really is, isn't it?
It is. It just goes off the tongue.
My junior high football team that I played on was the Gilbert Patterson Eskimos.
Did they change their name too?
I don't have a clue. I'd have to go look that up.
Dude, I am so sorry. I am not keeping up with the chat. Thank you, Javi, for putting that in. Hialeah.
Yeah, of course, man. I got you.
Yeah, man. CFL. I used to freaking love the CFL, man. I'm telling you, I would come home and just watch that. What's up, Disco?
I will say this: Edmonton has some of the best comic stores in the world.
Oh wow!
Whenever I hit there, I always come home with a huge load of books. They have like I don't know what it's like in Florida, but like they have stores that exclusively cater to back issues, and that's it. They have no new issues, and it's pretty great to walk into a store like that, because that's what I love. I love the old stuff.
How far is that from you? How often are you?
Pretty far. I mean, if I was to drive it, it's like 16 hours.
Oh wow, yeah, that is far.
Like in Canada, it's huge, and it's like the next province over, which doesn't seem that far, but it's really far. So
no, it's massive.
Yeah.
I was looking up again, and okay, I don't know if you have the. Okay, Queen Elizabeth owns Canada.
I think so. I don't think so. I don't know how that works. It's when I was a kid, a lot of people talked about the royals like they were like a big part of here because I think English culture was a big part of Canadian culture, and then it kind of all started dwindling in the 80s and 90s, and I'm quite happy about it because it's the most boring stuff. When your mom talks about it and has like plates of Princess Diana on the wall, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, you're like, give me more comics. That's what I want.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't give a shit. But I do think that Canada was technically owned by them for a while. But I'd have to go look that up.
I saw it today, and I didn't look further into it, but I was like, Queen Elizabeth II owns Canada, and then there's very private land or something. I don't know. I was reading up because I just was interested, and that was like, what?
Yeah. I don't. I will say this though, Canada's like one of the coolest places you'll go to. It's got everything you need, but it's got so much nature. Like it's almost mind-boggling how much nature is here, and how big it is, and how few people live in the rest of Canada. We're all like right on the border, right across. But like you go 100 miles north,
there's nothing.
There's nothing. You know, a few little weird pockets, but nothing really.
Bro, I gotta ask you this because I was thinking about this today too.
Yeah.
Right. Did you ever watch the show Man Tracker?
Yeah, totally. That was done in Calgary. I had friends that worked on that.
Dude,
you worked on it?
No, I didn't work on it. I have friends. Yeah.
Okay. That worked on it on Man Tracker?
Yeah. It was shot in.
Oh my god! I used to that show. They don't do that show anymore, right?
I don't think so, but it was on for a while, from what I remember.
It had a few seasons. Hi, Javi, did you ever watch that?
No, it's gonna be. I don't know if this is good or not, but the only real thing I know about Canada and like TV shows is Trailer Park Boys.
Bro, Chris, you want to tell them what Man Tracker was?
Man Tracker was like the show. They got this old guy who was a man tracker, and he would and these people would come in and they would go into the wilderness and run as fast as they could to escape the man tracker, and then he'd hop on a horse and find them because he was the man tracker. And he's just this old guy, and at the end of the day, though, like when I talk to my buddies that were working on it, they're like, it's all bullshit. Like they were filling them full of, they're over here, that kind of stuff. From what I heard, but
oh, dude, you just ruined that show for me, bro. I love that show, dude.
I'd say it happened every episode, but I have a feeling there was a few episodes. It was like,
dude, he would be on his horse, and it was like he had another guy. You know what? I don't remember the other guy's name, but I'll just call him Tonto.
Yeah.
Call him Tonto, and he was Man Tracker.
Yeah.
Dude, and he'd just be on his horse, and he'd get off, and he goes, oh, I think, and by the depth, they were here about an hour ago, and oh, look, this little twigs. Dude, it was great. I freaking loved
it too. I actually really liked it too. Because it was awesome, and you knew it was a little bullshitty, right?
It had to be.
Just sit there, where is he? He knew everything, and he was it was pretty cool. I don't know. I'd watch it if it was on again.
I would watch it too, man. A friend of mine got me into it, and I just got mesmerized, and I just saw every freaking episode, and they stopped doing them, and I was like, damn, dude, I love that show.
I have a hard time with reality shows simply because I have so many friends that work on them. There's a lot done out of Vancouver, and they shoot them all over the place, and you find out, like, I have a friend who writes reality programming, like is an actual writer on it, and you're like, but isn't it a documentary? Like, isn't it supposed to, right? But they're writing storylines, and I'm like, so I don't know. Every time I watch everything, I'm like, oh, they set that up. Oh, they set that up too, and they set these scenarios up to work. Of course, drama. So, which is still super entertaining, and
yeah,
I
think my wife would only watch reality programming if I,
my wife sees all the whole Housewives, all that stuff.
Yeah, completely.
Hey, since we're all talking about all that, tell everybody what you do.
What I do for a living?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I do two things. I write and direct. Like I used to write and direct commercials, like Ford commercials, and I used to do a lot of those Ford Tough commercials where big pickup trucks and stuff. in Canada and used to shoot in Alberta where Man Tracker was shot. We used to shoot there a lot. And I did that for a lot of years. And I wrote screenplays for movies. I wrote a few like Blood Rain 2, which is not a particularly good movie. It's actually one of the worst movies ever made because and you'll find out why if you look it up.
What was the name of the movie?
Blood Rain 2.
Blood Rain?
Yes. Yeah. It's based off a video game, but it's this guy named Uwe Boll came to Vancouver and he was paying like ridiculous sums of money to writers and everyone to basically to make movies. And so I jumped on that train and, got this great paycheck and got to write this movie for him. This is like 10 or 12, 13 years ago, I guess. And
I've heard of the video game.
Yeah. But he's like an infamous, Uwe Boll, he's infamously like the worst filmmaker ever. And I think even he'd agree to that. And so like we kind of signed a deal with the devil when we wrote it because you knew that it would just all change after you wrote it. But it was a great paycheck and it really worked well for my career. So it was great. And so that led into other stuff. So
how did you get into that?
I always wanted to do it, and I just sort of I could draw storyboards, like that's how I started, and so I obviously I wanted to do comic books, and when I was a kid, I drew all the time, and so I drew, and I did a little inking here and there when I was like really young, like 22, 23, for like different artists. I'd be like an assistant to them, and I realized like how boring actually drawing comics was and also it didn't pay very well. And I just saw how much struggle a lot of my friends were going through. And I have like a little group of friends that were successful too, but it was hard work. And so I was trying to find something that I could, buy a house with or have a family. And I stumbled on storyboards because I was such a movie guy and I always wanted to be a film director. And so it kind of fit. And so I ended up doing commercial storyboards and drawing that. And that led into directing commercials and building that up. And then as I was moving along in that, I did the odd movie. Like I worked on X-Men 2 for a bit.
Really?
Nice.
Like, yeah, for like, that was like a week. I worked on one scene and that parlayed into me really wanting to direct and write. And I just started learning how to write and I just started selling scripts and I started becoming a guy that used to get uncredited, like rewrites, like at the last minute, like when they were about to shoot a movie, they bring me in with my partner and we rewrite the script just so it would work for shooting and things like that. And then, a few things like that happened. And I just directed my first feature film last summer, actually. So,
really?
Yeah.
And which one was that?
It's called Ditched. It's like an independent horror movie. And it's kind of like a grindhouse movie. It's
nice.
It's literally, I'm finishing it right now. Like COVID slowed us right down and we should have it to market by the end of the year. And I'll send you a copy when I get it.
Dude, you were telling me you like the horror. Look at that. You made a movie, a horror.
I did. Yeah, I made a horror movie, man.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. So, what's your kind of like forte in genre styles? Is it like horror, comedy? But
honestly, if I was gonna do one thing, it'd be horror forever.
Yeah.
But actually, to be honest, I don't really make my living directing at all. Like, I mean, even directing that movie, I didn't really make it. Like, I did all right, but I do storyboards. Like, that's like I do that. I have a little company, and I work on like all the CW superhero shows.
Really?
Like, I just did Stargirl. I've done the last 2 seasons.
Oh, nice.
Flash. Last 2 seasons of Legends of Tomorrow. Last 3 seasons of Supergirl. I've done a little bit of Batwoman, a little bit of Green Arrow before that shut down, and I've got some other ones coming up, but I can't talk about them. So
yeah,
I got to tell you, there's some cool stuff coming. So
can't say anything.
Yeah.
So you worked with like the whole, like, because Stargirl was on DC Universe, and it wasn't airing on a network. It was like the Flash and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Is it different at all? Or?
Yeah, the only reason I worked on Stargirl is simply because I worked on some effects sequences. The effects company locally that did that, and so I did that. Generally, I think it's shot in Atlanta, actually.
Yeah.
So, and you're right. It is part of a different kind of universe, as opposed to the CW universe.
So, do you
and stuff like that as well? So,
do you go and watch the shows, like knowing that you kind of worked on them, or are you a fan of the show?
No, I don't. After like you work on something, you're just like it gets so busy during like the shooting time So like generally my busy season is like June through like March. Then I have like a 2 or 3 month period off where just things aren't shooting, and I don't watch any of this stuff. It's ridiculous. I'm not. It's not that I'm not a fan. I'm just too burned out to watch. It's sad, I know, but a lot of my friends are really into it, and I'm happy that everyone really likes them. But and also when you work on them so much, you just don't want to see it anymore.
It's kind of, you're already seeing it, but through a different lens, you can say, yeah.
The only one I watch, though, I do watch one. It's Legends of Tomorrow, because I really enjoy that show a lot. Simply because it's like you never know what you're going to get with every episode. It's like every time I walk onto like into work on the show, I always ask like the producer, like, well, what movie are we doing this week? And it's like Smokey the Bandit, or next week it's like The Matrix, or because they kind of emulate a style. Then we did a Godzilla one from the 50s, which was super cool. And so it's like a new thing every time, and it's pretty smartly written, and you get to hang out with some pretty cool people. So it's a fun job. I get to draw superheroes all day.
Dude, you got the best job. Damn.
It's fun. Yeah.
And you're a comic collector, and you're doing that for a living. How cool is that, dude? I think Kenny just said it, bro. Okay, his job is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
I'm happy with where I'm at. Yeah, it's cool, but I wish I made more money so I could buy bigger books. That's really what I can do.
Dude, you got great books, so you got great books, man.
Slowly but surely, I'm building. I haven't really been collecting most of my life. I actually took like a huge sabbatical. Like
we all have.
Right?
Yeah.
Kids and all that. I couldn't buy a book. I couldn't afford books. So
right.
Man. 1990, early 90s hit. My first child.
Yeah.
I think from 1994 when I had my first kid until like 2016, I got back into it.
Yeah, I was around the same time, like 2015, 2016. I started dabbling. And this buddy of mine, Greg Gurr, who I grew up with, he's a presser in Winnipeg. Greg and Greg Pressing, if you ever want to look him up on Facebook, I always promote him because he's the greatest presser ever. And he got me into it because he'd never stopped collecting.
Right.
And we'd always talk on the phone because we were buddies. And he'd show me these books that he was getting, and it just started really pissing me off that I wasn't into it. And because I really wanted all that stuff. And then finally I just bit the bullet and bought some books, and it was like a junkie doing his first hit. Well, that was it, man. I was like, I'm like in the alley with a needle in my arm now. Right?
Bro, it's perfect, dude. That's how I feel. It's like getting a book or going to the comic shop. It's like, hit me, come on.
Don't stop. I need more.
Give me some dopamine. Yeah, it's
I gotta go to the store. I gotta go check out the shop.
Yeah. Or I'm hitting up eBay, or like, what's on my comic shop this week? And it's fun though, man. We could be way worse hobbies. Way worse.
For sure.
Yeah, we could be actual drug addicts.
Yeah, or gambling addicts.
Or gambling. Yeah. Freaking destroy
get drugs out of the drug habit.
Yeah.
It's gotta get fucked.
Yeah, so. You just lose it all. Dude, that is awesome. And did you still have your original stuff you collected, or?
I had some, but I honestly, when I was like 21, I kind of I moved back to my hometown. It was just not a good time in my life, and I just had this one moment where I'm like, I gotta get the hell out of here, and I left, and I left my collection behind. And I never saw it again, and I have like a box of books from my childhood that are like the books I bought when I was like 7 and 8, and they're all garbage, like Godzilla issue 22. Right. I love them, but they're like garbage, and that's all I got. But anything like the real collector, because I collected like Silver Age stuff in like when I was 16, 17.
Wow.
Like a lot of different, like I had a Submariner #1 that I adored as a kid. And now it's, and I have to go buy all that stuff now. And I'm obsessed with like getting all, and I'm kind of working my way up now to like, I really want to get some, like those mega big boy books or whatever they call them. The big giants. That's why I'm buying like lots of different things so I could hopefully make some money selling some of them and move on up to the next step.
Chris, you got to learn a term. Okay, you ready? I'm going to teach you a term. And this is the term for those books. They're called bangers.
Bangers.
Bangers. They're called bangers.
Well, now I know the term, and I'll never stop using it.
That's the term, and it's a Biggie Shack. Biggie was in the chat. I don't know if he's still here, but he coined the. I think he coined the phrase. It's known as a Biggie banger. So
I've heard Everett Otto on 3 Men in a Basement use that term quite a bit too. So.
Yeah, bangers.
Cool.
Yeah, well, those mega keys.
Yeah, man. I would love that. Is that your guys' direction? Are you trying to go into that? Like
what? Getting those bangers?
Yeah, like are you going for like big bangers? Or trying to?
I'm trying. I just recently started selling stuff, and I've gotten some bangers, but I try to stay in my lane. I know my lane.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend that crazy money on one book, but I want to get lower mid grade and all that, and that's what I go for.
I'm still working my way up the totem pole.
Yeah, I'm at, I don't know, the books behind me, I'm at that level right now, those kind of books. And
no, you got,
and I'm happy with them.
I'm happy with mine too, bro. But you got bangers, dude. I've seen the thing is, Javi, he only has like 10 videos.
I saw. I went on his channel. I've
not a lot of stuff.
I've been subbed to you for a while.
But the views that you get is great.
Yeah, I've been really fortunate.
I love your thumbnails. There's like the couple early videos where it was just like kind of regular, and then all of a sudden your thumbnails were just you like with your jaw dropped.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's sad. I got to promote this stuff. Part of
it.
Yeah. But I'm learning. I mean, it's fun to watch you. Like the one thing about, it was amazing when I first started on YouTube. A lot of people reached out almost immediately, like you did, and but I had like a number of people reach out and just give me great advice immediately.
Really?
Everett from 3 Men in a Basement told me about the thumbnail thing, and he's like, when you should drop the videos and things like that. Just give me advice, really, really nice advice. And Roger Levine from there as well was really cool too, and just a few other guys. And I've just been, I've been lucky that people have reached out so quickly, because I'm not a real reacher outer. Probably because I was working too much, but it's been great, and I'm happy. I'm meeting friends, and I love that. It's cool to meet you, like you guys on the other side of the goddamn planet. And, and we're pretty much, if we lived in the same city, we'd probably hang out all the time.
Yeah.
We all have the same interests, and I don't know a lot of people here that do this. I know a few, but out here in Vancouver, there's some people that are really cool and stuff, but there's a lot of very aggressive collecting here. Like they look at you as like their competition to find books, and I don't see it that way at all. It's there's enough to go around, and I'd rather be friends with people than be their enemy or anything like that.
Sure, dude. There's enough to go around, and books always come back around.
Completely. So
always come back around.
It's funny. I saw the names will remain nameless, but I was at a place. I guess got to choose my words wisely. There was a place that was selling a collection recently in this part of the world, and there was a local collector who wasn't being allowed to get a book out of the collection that he wanted, and I literally saw him have a tantrum,
wow.
like a 10-year-old, like stomping his feet on the ground, and couldn't believe that they weren't going to sell the book to him. It just was. The guy was 50 some years old. It blew my mind that people act like.
It's like I said, we're just kids with money. That's what we are, bro.
So he was
That's what I was thinking.
We're kids with money, dude. We're just freaking little kids. Yeah. But there's plenty to go around, and there's a lot of YouTubers that are from Canada.
Yeah, I'm noticing that too. Like Mr. Miracle, Dave.
Miracle.
I don't know if you've met him. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
He does a lot of stuff with 84 and stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
Newbie Comics. There's this one show that I love, man, and it's called, oh my god, Silver Age Dudes. I don't know if you've seen them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great channel. But there's a lot of freaking YouTubers from Canada. There's another guy, Comic Night, I believe, that I enjoy a lot. And how are the stores there
in Vancouver?
In Canada, like,
Okay, yeah, no, I've been across Canada enough to know a bit. The stores in Vancouver aren't great. They're back issue wise. I mean,
Yeah.
new stuff. I mean, they're all pretty great because new stuff is new stuff. But
Right.
but when you get in the back issues, like I think we have a couple stores that will get in collections and like they're pretty good with them. But we have Golden Age Collectibles, and they just released on a pedigree. They found a pedigree collection from the 90s. They bought it in the 90s, and they've just released it through CGC recently. I think this week, and so that was cool. So they're pretty high level stuff there. But generally, most of the stores, it's not much to find. So I travel out to Alberta a lot because I have family there, and I used to work out there quite frequently. And in Edmonton, there's, like I mentioned before, there's one store in particular, Ultimate Key Issue Comics. If you ever check out their website, they have bangers, like not just bangers, like mega bangers. Like it's crazy.
What was the name of the store? What was the name? Ultimate what?
Ultimate Key Issue Comics.
All right.
It's a really great store, and then there's a few others there as well that are just blow my mind. But you even go out to like Toronto and like the area around there, like there's all these like satellite cities. They're just packed with all these really great stores. Much better than anything out here.
And you guys got great conventions too, right?
Yeah. Again, Vancouver, not so much, but you go to Calgary or Toronto or Montreal, and they're great. But I don't know, for some reason, it's just not great here. But we have Emerald City in Seattle. So
you do go to those shows?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Nice.
Not frequently. I haven't been, I didn't go to the last one, but I've been to a few before that. So it's, yeah. It's fun, man. I love it. It's my only problem is I just want to keep spending money, and I got to be careful.
Yeah.
Hard, man. And you get the bug. When did you get the CGC bug?
My first one?
Or when did you first find out about CGC after you got back into and then you started getting, actually started submitting?
Years ago, a friend of mine, Kari Andrews, is an artist, a comic artist, and he got a book given to him that it was a Hulk 34 with Bruce Jones wrote it. And it had this it's like that classic Steranko cover where he did a version of that, and it was a big yeah. And it's a really great cover, and somebody gave him a CGC copy, and so he showed it to me, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was kind of obsessed with it after that, and I ended up, this was like 2003 or 2004 maybe, I ended up buying a couple, and then it went away really quickly. It was just I was in a different world then, but I thought that was when I first, but when I recently did it, I bought some stuff off eBay. I just like pulled the pin and just went for it. Bought some X-Men books, like 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just it was just game over after that. But Greg, my presser, he sends my books to CGC, and now we do it all the time. Like the idea of like finding a book and then trying to like kind of medicate it into a better grade it's fun. I don't know. I find that really exciting. So
it is fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you done it yourself? Have you tried pressing yourself?
No, I don't want to do that. That seems like way too much work to me.
Yeah.
But saying that, I do. That's a lie. I do want to try it. I just don't have the room for it. It seems like I don't have a place to put a presser and stuff. So, have you?
No. I think I agree with you. It just seems like too much work.
It's too much work. There's only so much time in the day for me. So.
Yeah. You gotta sit there cleaning dirt off covers, and then
one of my big problems. I have sweaty hands, like genuinely, like it's a natural problem. So
Me too.
Oh really? No shit. Wow.
Yeah.
But it's like
I hate it.
It's one of the bans of my existence. So like I don't know how I touch my books. Like I rarely touch my books. Like I want them in slabs so I won't destroy them with my
Yeah.
I think I'm more to Javi. I think it's the cleaning part that will be right. Cleaning
horrible.
Yeah, I don't know if I have the patience for that, dude. It's work, man. How did you find your presser?
Well, Greg found me. I mean, because we've been friends since we were 6 years old. So
wow.
He's the guy who always kind of kept showing me stuff, and he's the guy who lured me back in like the Pied Piper, and he got me like really into it. And now we talk every couple days. And I have this other buddy out east as well, who we all grew up with, and he's never collected comics ever in his life. Okay. And now he's like the biggest collector ever. Like he's just going for it. He's into CGC and like he's buying big bangers too. And
how does he know what to get though?
Well, we're helping him. Like we've kind of advised him and just giving him ideas of what to do. And he's been really smart and really good about it. Actually, I'm gonna try and do a video tomorrow night with those two because we're all seeing each other for the first time in quite a while. And and we're gonna be at Rich's house, and it's kind of fun tomorrow night. Greg's coming out because we're doing this little memorial for my friend who passed away last week, and we're and he's bringing out a bunch of books, and I'm bringing out a bunch of books to get pressed. We're gonna put together all the books I need to do for my CGC boxes for the next one. So I think I'm sending like 125 away.
Wait a second.
Wow.
Wait a second. What?
Yeah, quite a few.
125 books?
Yeah.
And you just send them off one time?
Yeah. It's just easier. Just get it done once.
Yeah.
How many slabs do you have now?
How many slabs do I have right now?
Around the number, not exact.
Like 250.
Wow.
So you got 250, and you're gonna send out 100 and what?
25. 125. About that, yeah. So just like all the stuff I bought in the last little while, and I just want to get them encased. So they're, I don't know. I'm OCD. We're all OCD, and I put all my stuff in milers and stuff, but like it's not real until it's in a slab, and I don't know why it's like that for me. I think my brain's broken, but it's okay. It's my flaw, and I'm okay with that flaw. So
are you selling books?
I just started. I sold some books in May during COVID, and I was shocked at how easy it was with the certain. It depends on the book, right? And
right.
Most of the stuff I have are keys, except for the runs. Like I do collect some runs, but it was great. Yeah, I sold quite a few actually. I think I sold about 80 slabs.
80
nice.
slabs?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Dude, you're on fire.
Wow. That money just went right back into the addiction.
But that's perfect. Javi does it. That's what I do. I haven't bought a book with I've just been using the money I've been selling with.
But you're on house money now.
Yeah, dude, I love it. I freaking love it.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm there now. Like house money. The CGCing sucks because it's so expensive for Canadian.
Yeah.
They also just doubled the shipping. So like it used to be $90, then they put it to 120 recently, which I thought was a little extreme per box.
And 120 just to ship them?
And now it's 180. It just went to 180.
Damn.
For how many books?
25.
Damn.
Like, I don't know. I think a bigger box goes for that. So whatever. So that's like I'm gonna have to send 5 boxes or get 5 boxes shipped back. I mean that's like a whole box of graded books in shipping alone. So
my God, you're gonna be for 125 bucks. That's like $1,000.
Yeah,
over $1,000.
Yeah, it's U.S. money too, which is a lot of Canadian money. So, yeah.
Dude, we are lucky, man. We could drive up, or we're like right next to. We're 3 hours.
Oh man,
yeah, we're right next to the headquarters, so we don't even have to pay for shipping.
I'm gonna ship all my books to you next.
Bro, that is crazy.
Hey, if it's cheaper, get in contact with one of us and
bro,
yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty expensive right now. So I only found this out like last week, and I shit a baby, man. It was it was crazy. So yeah, literally.
I love that, dude. Shit a baby. I gotta use that one. Yeah, dude.
No, that's killer, man. Shipping fees. Everything is going kind of crazy right now with the U.S. Postal Service.
Javi, is it like that in the States as well? Is it like, are you guys getting hammered with shipping within the country?
Not with fees as so much as the delays. That's everything that's going on right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really a weird story too, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's a weird story as well, because don't you have some political issues with your?
Yeah, who knows, man? Not to get into it, but yeah, it's all crazy.
I don't want to get into politics either.
Yeah.
Faster general and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great.
But they're supposed to be going. I think they're actually supposed to raise the rates. I believe in October or November. They're actually they are going up, but yeah, it's the shipping times is what's been a big downer.
Yeah.
Oh my!
I hope you guys don't lose your national shipping because it's still a lot cheaper than FedEx, and
It sure is.
It really is.
It sure is, man, and I love it because like I said, I started selling and I got like a post office like 2 minutes away, so
perfect.
I don't have to. I could do 3 trips and I can. It's awesome. Anyway,
how do you sell your books?
On eBay, and I started doing some auctions.
Oh wow!
Some like YouTube stuff. Yeah.
Wow, I was thinking about doing that when I get more stock. I was thinking about maybe doing that. And
dude, it works pretty good. You just gotta, I guess, you gotta just get the viewers to be watching. You know, maybe you could jump in with somebody and sell books.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice too.
It's not bad.
We sell books together.
Let's do it.
Yeah, why not? Talk to me in a few months.
We'll talk after the show. We'll do
after
it.
your 125 slabs come back.
What are you maybe sending?
What am I sending?
Like, is it modern or
age?
I have there's gonna be 2 boxes of modern and then 3 boxes of like value tier older or pre-75 books, whatever that is. So 75 of those. I collect mainly like older books.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to buy, like, to me a modern book's the 90s. So yeah, or even the 80s. But you know,
yeah, copper to me is, and it's what 40 years ago, but it still seems new.
It's pretty new. Yeah.
But let me ask you this: when you were younger, right, and you were collecting, Silver Age seemed like it was still old, right?
Oh yeah, crazy old.
It never felt, and it was only like 10 years back or 15 years back, and it still seemed like it was ancient, right?
But you think about this, like you look at like those Marvel books, especially the Marvel books, the way they looked, like when Kirby and like the art, like the way they were colored from like 1970 before that was a different era. It literally just flipped gears right after that.
Right.
The 70s were like disco and different publishers, and it just, yeah, it really. 70s books seem new to me when I got into it. Probably because I bought some of them. I'm that fucking old. So
exactly. Me too, man. I remember buying the Bronze Age in the 70s, 80s, early 80s, and the Silver Age was only 10 years away, gone, and it felt like it was ancient.
Yeah. What was your first book you remember?
I'm sorry?
What's your first book you remember buying?
Captain Marvel 29.
Wow, cool.
Captain Marvel, I remember I had Spider-Man 134, the second Punisher.
Yeah.
And there's a few other ones, like a Superman, and there's a few other that I used to buy off the spinner rack at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
But then Silver Age seemed like it was ancient, and it was actually only maybe less than 10 years back. But now we look at Copper Age, it's 40 years, and it looks like it was and it feels like it was yesterday.
I know, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Mine was Godzilla issue 22 and or 20, and it was like Godzilla fighting the Thing in a tank full of sharks, and my brain melted down, and I was just addicted. Like you add up those 3 things in one scenario, and I was so.
Dude, Javi, what was your first book? Do you remember?
It was like Uncanny X-Men 370 something. I don't know what it was.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I think I around that time.
He's a youngster.
Yeah, I'm a youngster. And I remember going to Toys R Us, and then where they used to pack the bundles of comics at Toys R Us, and getting a couple of those as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
I used to get a lot of books from Toys R Us, and they used to have like 3 packs or different kind of packs. Dude.
When I was really little, they used to have 3 packs of Gold Key comics and like Whitman 3 packs.
Right.
Do you have Zellers? Zellers is a Canadian chain. It's like a Kmart, but like we had it in Canada, and they would have like lots of packaged comics, and they were like 25 cents for 3 books, and to parents, and you get like crap, but sometimes you get really good stuff. But some of it's a lot of the Gold Key stuff was only released that way. And if you look into really expensive Gold Key books, they're or any of that kind of stuff. It's like you can only get it that way, and they're really expensive now. So
They are, man. I remember the big book that I remember getting at Toys R Us in those 3-packs. They always came out with I remember this, man. It was like a 6-issue run of Spider-Man, and it was like Spider-Man 193 through 197 or something. I had like 3 or 4 copies of 194, the first Catwoman.
yeah, really?
Black Cat.
Yeah, that's a big book now.
I had like 3 or 4 of them. I don't know what happened to them, man. But I used to have a ton of those copies. You know?
Do you remember though? Because did you ever go to back issue stores when you were a kid? Like
I started when I was like probably my first back issue store was around 12 years old, like 1981.
Yeah, mine would be about 83, so around the same era.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember looking through I still have memory of the store, Comic City, and you could flip through the back issues and you'd find Amazing Spider-Man issues all the way to 2 because they really weren't worth that much.
They weren't, man.
And you'd find multiples of all the keys because they really weren't keys yet. They were just kind of whatever. And it makes me angry that I didn't buy more of that, but whatever.
Right. You think back in the day, you're like, damn, I missed out.
Yeah. I still remember. Oh, sorry, you go, Javi.
I was going through the back issues and seeing all the 90s stuff and being like, oh man, this is like Captain America, Heroes Reborn and stuff like that.
Did you dig that stuff?
That's what I got into comics. That's like what got me into comics.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the downfall of comics, wasn't it?
Right. That's what's it's almost like it's crazy, you know?
Yeah. It's funny, I quit collecting comics around 92, mostly because I was just chasing girls and stuff.
Exactly.
And it's just what you do, right? And I was partying, but I always bought Wizard magazine.
Oh, nice. I love Wizard, man.
Just to keep me in, you know?
Yeah. Just to get that little tease.
Yeah, completely. So I followed all those comics that way. Not that I read much of them. I recently have been buying some of that stuff here and there just to check it out. But,
the Wizards, the old Wizards?
Yeah. They're kind of cool. So
I used to like going to I remember I used to go to Walden Books and I would get the Wizard and I still had all my books, right? I wasn't buying, but I would just go straight to the price guide that they had. And I would just start, okay, what's it worth now? What's this worth now? And I loved it. I loved Wizard just for that.
Oh, totally. I went through this period where I started reading again around 2000, and around 2000 I met this director named Rachel Talalay. She did Tank Girl and like one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Anyway, she got the rights to Preacher, and I got a chance to write a script for it. Not that it got made, but we worked on it for like 2 years with New Line Pictures, and it was really a fun time. But the best memory of it wasn't just that; it was the fact that I read Preacher, and it literally was a game changer. Like comics could be like this.
Yeah,
the most amazing thing I'd ever read.
It was Garth Ennis.
Yeah, it was Garth Ennis, right? And at his top of his powers, and it just threw me right back into comics for a few years of just reading, not like back issue collecting, just reading to read and be a fan. And it was really fun to go through that little period. And then I phased off for a bit. And
what are you reading now? What are you reading now?
I'm not really reading a lot right now.
Really?
I just read Immortal Hulk.
Okay.
I've got some of I read everything collected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do it collected. I've just been catching up on stuff. So I've been picking up some of the Thor stuff that's been coming out recently, which is pretty good.
It is.
And everyone's talking about this Hickman guy, so I've been reading some of his stuff. Apparently he's a thing, and I'm learning. But I'm not really very privy to new books. I'm that asshole who walks into the store and I'm a snob and I just turn my nose up at it. And I have for years, so I'm starting to look at it now. But I refuse to buy a variant cover. That's all. Do
you read any of like the indie stuff or anything? Do you ever get any of that?
Sometimes, yeah. Like I read the Something's Killing the Children.
Okay,
nice. That's a good one.
That wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. And what else have I read? I have to look. I don't even know. I've read a lot, though. Quite frankly, I don't have. It sounds crazy, but I don't really have a ton of time to read. I only read on flights and stuff like that, or on car trips, or if I'm not driving. So,
hey, just a Rican. Rod's asking. He's a huge Daredevil fan. Any Daredevil you're reading?
I'm not, no, but I really enjoyed Bendis's stuff back years ago. So
I know
well now.
Darsky's supposed to be killing it on that new run. So
Really,
yeah, what's he asking? Middle West Oblivion song? No,
I remember.
Middle West is good.
Actually, Middle West was very good.
Well,
Preacher was like seeing Pulp Fiction or Usual Suspects for the first time.
What do they ask?
Preacher
yeah.
was like seeing Pulp Fiction or Usual Suspects for the first time.
Absolutely, wasn't it? It was crazy. What do you guys think of the TV series? Did you watch it?
No,
I didn't watch it. No, I still need to read Preacher, but I know Garth Ennis is the man. He's insane.
I highly recommend that you do that. Like you should come up right now and leave and get it. It's really that good.
Yeah.
hey,
I have quite a few Garth Ennis collections that I'm a big fan of. The Welcome Back Frank Punisher series that he did. That was awesome.
Yeah. The war story stuff I really enjoyed too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool stuff.
He did a 12-issue maxi series, whatever you want to call it, but it was 12 issues. It was based off of a horror. It's called A Walk Through Hell.
I got that out.
Yeah. It's all kind of horror based, and I know horror is like kind of right up your alley, but it's not like monster horror or anything like that. It's more of like psychological, and it's good. You should check it out.
I'm gonna check it out, man.
Yeah,
that's what I need to buy more stuff. But I'm in. I'm gonna do it.
hey,
I got you.
There's a lot of good stuff coming out to read, man.
I'm scared of it. Because I know it's good. I know it's amazing, but I know me. I'm gonna buy it, and then I'm gonna be like, "What's this cover? Oh, I should start speccing on this." You know, I know it's a rabbit hole that I'm gonna just kill myself on, But that's why I buy graphic novels. Like when it's a little ways away, I'm only buying moderns and graphics, or trying to, because I'm just like a junkie.
We all are junkies, man.
Yeah.
We all are. Like my day today, I had to take care of some stuff. I went to the bank, and I just had to and I'm just looking at the time. Oh my God, am I going to be able to go to the shop? Am I going to be able to go to the shop? and then the shop, I was about to leave, and it was already like the shop open, and it was like, I'll wait till tomorrow. They already opened. Whatever was there is gone now. What's the rush now? So
is it like that with modern stuff? Because I haven't collected moderns.
It is.
It is to some extent. Like for example, Spawn came out today, right?
Yeah.
And Spawn came out with a variant where the Western cover where it's a gunslinger Spawn holding a rifle, and like now that book is like a $40 book.
Exactly. My chance to get that is gone.
But to what you were saying, it's like it's just a variant. It's not like there's any real spec inside the cover. It's just or inside the book itself. It's just a cool cover that people are just like, oh my God.
Yeah, completely.
Hyping it up.
What do you guys think? Like specking is like, I understand specking on older books, and I understand specking towards like a movie that's coming out, because simply books just go up if they make a movie about that character. Right. That makes sense to me, but I don't understand how people are specking on modern stuff. Like it's because I don't follow it enough. And all the different covers and the story. I'm just too old, man. Just too old.
Dude, you're not that. I'm older than you, man.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. I'll reframe that. I'm just too focused on other things.
Another thing.
I think that's what it is.
The spec game is insane. I don't know who started it. I don't know what like snowball effect it has for certain books, but just like one person says one thing about this, or like a creator will say something about the book and tease something, and then all of a sudden the community will go crazy. But I think it has a lot to do with, I don't want to say how bored we are, but a lot of people have more time on their hands to be on social media and retweet things, and it's just a craze, it's like supply and demand almost.
But it's funny because I'm seeing guys like, I mean, I collect multiples of certain books, as you guys have probably seen. And that's to sell so I can buy a banger, right? I use the term banger.
Yeah, you've been using it. Yeah,
You're good. You caught on quick.
I feel good about it. But anyway, I believe in buying multiples and stuff. But like, I'm seeing guys with like some of these modern books, and they have like 100 or 50, and it's like, and they have no concept of where this is headed. I mean, maybe they're obviously they have information that they think is something, but I'm noticing like there's a lot of these books they're popping in 3 months and then they just disappear into nothingness. And I wouldn't want to be caught up with that shit. So it worries me.
I mean, like the thing that comes off the top of my head, of course, all the Thor stuff has been very popular, but the Robin King, with the Dark Knight's metal, the first printing, it spiked. It was a huge book. Everybody was after it. It was sold out, and now it's come down to a $20-$25 book.
Yeah. Well, actually, my friend Kari Andrews, he has a cover for one with a dinosaur on it. Some dinosaur. Yeah, and apparently it's like a mega key book now, or
it's going for like, I know one website has some. If anybody's
like $250.
Well, if anybody's interested, Sad Lemon over in the UK has them for $149. If you're interested in that.
Wow, that sounds cheap. Because it sounds like a deal. Are they graded or raw?
It's raw. I think they still have.
You're already getting me into it. I'm already interested.
It's Sad Lemon. I saw it today. I don't know if they still got copies, but it was $149.
You slab it, you get that 9.8 on it, and then you can go and resell it. Get yourself some nice Silver Age.
My hands are sweating.
Let's end the stream. Let's end this. I can go check out the website.
I'm just getting the bell real quick.
But I saw that today, man. Dude, Spec. Okay, Chris, you're a little older, just like me. When we were kids, it was all about the first appearance and the origin, right? Origins were huge.
Or artist. First artist.
First artist.
Yeah.
Frank Miller, 158 on Daredevil. That was
Daredevil.
That was the banger of that series.
That was the banger. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Now it's the first Elektra.
It's still a big book, though.
It's a great book.
Oh yeah.
Freaking love that book.
Yeah, me too. I have one for my personal collection.
Me too. But it's not that way anymore. It's almost all first appearance or first cover appearance is huge.
Yeah, that's big. I do think those artist issues will come back. I'm not saying go buy 1 million of them or anything like that and sit on them, but I think out of the boredom we're all talking about, people get bored with going one direction all the time, and they're gonna rediscover other ways to collect. I don't know if you've gone down these paths. Like, I want to collect this one thing, X books. I want to have all the X-Men keys. That's my big thing right now. I'm doing this. You get bored with it after a year or two. You just start. All of a sudden, you're like, hey, look, this esoteric thing over here. I like Marvel window box Western books all of a sudden. Why? I don't know. It's just interesting. They're cheap. And I could see people veering off towards artist books again. I think they're still amazing books, and they're all most great covers, right? Like that 158 is an incredible cover.
With Deathstalker coming out from the grave, coming through the tombstone.
Yeah, it's amazing. As a kid, I used to draw it all the time, miserably, but I used to draw it anyway. I used to love it. So
amazing cover.
Another one was Avengers, when Neil Adams did that run of Avengers, like 93 through 100.
Right.
When we were kids, that was like the books to get. They were on every wall, and they cost like $1 million. I don't actually remember the price.
They were only like $10.
Probably. Yeah, exactly. That's probably what they were.
Yeah.
But to me, they were unattainable. But those books are kind of forgotten books, and they were only popular because Neil Adams did them, and they were great books because of it. So
they're beautiful covers. Beautiful books.
Oh, for sure. And that's the kind of stuff, like, for my personal collection, I want to have stuff like that. Again, it's all the stuff I wanted when I was 12. That's
how I am. That's why I gravitated to your channel, man. because I saw a lot of me and you, and it's funny.
What do you go hunting right now?
I'm sorry?
What are you hunting right now? What's your next prey?
I can't say it. I can't say it. And the reason why, because people here and this community is crazy, and yeah. No,
I hear you.
I never say what I want, what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I'll get it myself. Thank you.
Yeah, he's scared he's gonna get a package in the mail and he's gonna open it up and that's the book that he's been looking
Yeah,
for.
there's certain people here that go overboard, and I love it because I'm one of those people too. But yeah, and you learn to. I'm not looking for anything.
Oh yeah, yeah, me either, man. Nothing.
I'm not looking for anything, But yeah, dude. I kind of want to stay on the spec thing.
Yeah.
Because it's huge right now. I can't believe what the books are going for.
Are you nervous about it?
I am, but you know what? I was at there's a shop here near us. It's Secret Society Comics, and I'm pretty good friends with the owner. And me and him were talking, and we were just talking about this 2 days ago, Monday, and he said, the one thing that he's not worried about because of the 90s, the
bubble, yeah,
the bubble and all that. It's just because the print runs are a lot less now.
Yeah,
but still,
millions of books back then.
Back then, I remember, what was it? X-Men 1 sold like 5 million copies, or
more. Even I think it was 14 or something. No, that was Superman. I think
it's crazy numbers. We don't see those numbers now. I think if you get into the 100,000. That's
you'll be that's huge.
That's a huge print run now. Yeah. Like if you get into like the 4,000 to 5,000, that's a super small print run, and anything under that, of course, is
minute. Yeah.
But the way those books are going up, it's like first appearance. Okay, perfect example, in my opinion. No, first appearance, the Venom 3, right?
Yeah.
It's like what, a $400-$500 book now?
Is it that much?
Wow. In a 9.8.
Yeah.
And then he's a great character. It seems like there's gonna be a lot of stuff coming from him. Why is that worth more than a Carnage first appearance? That came out 30 years ago.
Yeah, no, or a mid-grade Submariner #1.
Exactly.
That's
a mid-grade Submariner. You can't tell me that book is worth more than that.
Yeah,
those books. A Conan mid-grade,
I mean, it's just us getting old, though. I mean, there were always those books that, do you remember? I remember Deadpool first appearance, even the '90s, had value. It's probably more than I thought it should have. But now it seems like there's a lot of those kind of books. Like that Miles Morales first appearance.
Oof, that blew up.
I mean, it blew up like crazy for no reason. And it is what it is, man.
You know what? I could almost understand that Miles Morales, because I could see him staying big because the ethnic and all that. He's a great character. He's a
great character. I'm not gonna deny that.
I'm not gonna deny it, but it's more than a Deadpool. He's already got 2 freaking live action movies. Cable. He's already been in a live action movie. You remember when Cable?
That's an undervalued book, by the way.
It is.
New Mutants 987 is go buy one because they're cheap. You can buy 9/8 for nothing right now.
Yeah, I got mine.
Yeah, me too.
But you remember when that was the big book and 98 was like nothing?
The 87 was the book you had to have, and I didn't have it. I actually bought one in 2016, a 9.6, and I was just like, I thought I was king of the world. It's the greatest. So, and then it all took off from there.
That book was massive, and nobody talks about that book, the first Cable.
Which is always a great time to buy a book, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So I have a few others like that right now that are on my list. Like no one's talking about them. Like one in particular, which I'm now not going to mention because I do want to pick a few up on the hunt for a high grade. So.
Awesome. We'll talk off air. You can let me know off air.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I am nervous, but at the same time, I'm not. what I was also talking about the shop owner with, where's all this money coming from, man? Because people are. I mean, think about it this way, okay? Because this is what I don't understand. Venom. I'm going back to Venom 3. Right?
Yeah.
That was like $130, $140 book 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Now it's $400 or $500. Why are people paying $400 or $500 when they could have had it? Why didn't you just get it if you really wanted it that bad? Why didn't you get it when it was $140?
Yeah, really.
I just don't.
What is that term? FOMO. It's FOMO.
It's FOMO.
Right? So I don't know how true this is, because all these newer books, all these modern books are coming out nowadays. So this was just something that came into my head as we're talking about it, and maybe not. One of the things that has to do with it is how many people are after these books? How many people are after Venom 3 versus how many people are after, let's say, Submariner issue number 1? Are there more people looking for Venom 3 than there are Enamor Submariner number 1?
Probably. That
probably has to deal with the prices going up and things like that. But yeah, man, it's crazy. I was lucky enough to have Venom on my pull list, since issue number 1.
Me too.
So I've been blessed because of that, and I have a Venom 3 that's signed by Cates and Stegman.
What? Really?
Yeah, so I'm pretty lucky when it comes to that, but that's just because I've been collecting those books. I was a fan of those books as they were coming out.
Yeah.
Not because it was the first appearance of Null. I didn't even read that and think, oh, this is the first appearance of this character. I read that and was like, damn, this is a badass book. Like,
yeah.
And then, some of the later issues were a little wishy-washy for me, but I was still collecting it. I'm still collecting Venom, but it goes back to like how much time do these people have on their hands that they're just like putting these books out there on the limelight, like, hey, Venom 3, first appearance of Null. Oh, Null is going to be doing this with this guy. Oh, Null is going to fight Thor. Null is going to fight, he's going to be the main villain. He's going to be the new Thanos. It's like all just spreading talk and spreading rumors. And
that Key Collector app and things like it, I think are helping do that.
Of course, man. CBSI or whatever. CBSI, and then Comic Tom. Tom just lives his comic book popularity and careers, just letting the people know what books are popular.
Yeah. I know I've been fortunate through YouTube and through other sources to meet a lot of collectors around the world who collect in similar fashion to me. And I've met a lot recently that collect, and they have a lot of money, a lot more than I do. And they're not buying, first appearance of Spider-Man. They're buying a lot of stuff I'm buying, but like they're buying 25 copies.
Right.
But they're also going after the stuff we're talking about here, these modern specs. And I know guys who have 50 or 60 of these things, getting them graded and going down that path. I don't know a lot of them, but there's a few of them. It's like they're like stocks to a lot of these people, and they really are investing serious money into it, which I think is scary a little bit. But at the same time, it helps your collection go up.
It does.
Yeah.
Bro, hey, I ain't gonna lie. When I see a book go up, like recently that first Spider-Woman, Marvel Spotlight 32 started jumping.
I know.
And it's like, awesome.
I know, I'm in too. Yeah, I got that one.
I'm like, great. Dude, it feels great when something you bought and you bought it cheap or at a good price, and all of a sudden it's doubled and tripled. Dude, it's a drug. It's part of the freaking, it's part of the hit me, hit me.
Completely. I did that with Eternals years ago. It's how I got my comic like my money for my comics is I think I had 30 or 40 issue ones. Like I don't think I paid more than $5-10 for any of them. And I got back like a lot of really good grades. And they turned into like a really good amount of money for me to put
Do you
it back.
still have any more or no?
Yeah, I got like 4 9.6s.
Wow, man.
9.8s.
Of what?
Eternals #1.
Eternals.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying turtles number
I
one.
thought he said turtles.
Oh, turtles?
He said turtles too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be talking to you poor folks. Yeah. Oh, it's
I thought you said turtles at first.
Oh no,
I was
Eternals.
like,
Eternals. Yeah,
Eternals.
you get for $5. Like
Bro.
Bro, I remember getting my Eternals one before any of the hype was ever like out there, and I was like, yeah, this is a cool book. Like it has the Celestials in it. I like the cosmic stuff, and then all of a sudden it blew up, and I'm like, okay, cool.
I kept grabbing them because it was like I love Kirby. Kirby was like a big deal.
Yeah.
And I just kept seeing them for nothing, like in dollar bins. I just kept pulling them. It just, I don't know, something about it. It just felt like this is too cheap. It's just too cheap. There must be something going to happen with this. So I do that with certain books.
Bro,
I still do it actually.
Hey, that movie's still gonna come out eventually, so those books are all gonna jump.
And it's going to be huge. So
it's still a good time to buy those right now because nobody's talking about it because of COVID and all that. It's just
they're creeping up though. I've noticed like 9.6s are in the like 350 range, 300 to 350 range. But they were down to like 230, 250 like about 6 months ago. So they are creeping up again. But they really peaked last year though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. Once we see a trailer, I think they'll just. So I don't know, but there's lots of stuff like that that's out there in the bronze and copper world that you can grab like that still. That are there's movies coming in the future, and I don't know. It's still cheap. A lot of books are really cheap. So
yeah,
that's the world I like to play in. It's I just understand it more.
Dude, it's fun. It's not for nothing. It is fun.
Yeah,
it is.
Now I want a Turtles #1.
A turtle. Hey, I like the other day when I went to the shop.
Yeah,
I actually got a chance to hold one in my hands, man.
Yeah,
I
have a #1 first print, but it's like a 3.0. It's like
I have a #2 third print.
Oh wow,
yeah,
they're all worth a lot, aren't they?
They're all money, man.
There's a collector locally who has a 9.4 first print TMNT #1. I've only seen. But he's a cool guy.
That's like the holy grail right now, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. He also got an Albedo #2, 900, which is I got to see those, and it was pretty amazing to see those together. It's like buying a Tesla when you put those. It's crazy.
It's nuts, man. And you're holding them in your. I think I put it on my Instagram. I had all 4 books.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And it was like a raw 8. It looked like an 8.85, man. That's a crazy freaking. When you start to think about, man, there was only like 3,000 of these made, and you're holding one of those 3,000 in your hand. I was like, oh my god, it's crazy.
Do you? We're old enough. I remember when those books came
in
the 80s, and the local store in my hometown, which by the way, I lived in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. I had a comic store. They got 3 copies of it, and I saw them when they were in, and I thought it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
At the same time, I thought the cover was super cool, but they were too expensive. I think they were like $1.50 or something.
Yeah,
and that was way too. I could buy like 2 DC comics for that, or 2 Marvel comics.
And now look at it now, man. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And it's turtles, man. It's what is that? It sounds ridiculous. It sounded ridiculous.
Yeah, but I got really into it around issue 3. I think I started buying it by then. So,
they were really bloody too, weren't they?
Oh, yeah, they were like Frank Miller, and that's what you wanted back then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Frank Miller made his Ronin after the Turtles. It was like almost like a
actually, isn't it?
Oh, really? I'm not sure. I don't know.
So, have you read that Ronin?
No, I haven't. I just started reading Turtles, and I don't know if you read the Michael Zulli Turtle arc.
I haven't. No.
It's not as cowabunga as the other issues, but it's more of like a lone wolf and cub take on the turtles. And I have an issue right here. He like makes them look like tortoise.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's different.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw you sold
and
those yesterday. I freaking liked them, Javi.
His art is insane, man. He's
I love that.
Amazing artist.
When did those come out?
These were 91 and 1990.
Really?
Yeah, but it was like, you know, they were doing the original turtle stuff, and then I think he had like 3 issues where he just, you know, did his arc, and they even talk about it in the story, like, oh, this is completely different than what you're used to, but you know, we're trying to. They weren't holding back, you know, they were open to anything.
Yeah.
So I just started reading Turtles. I think
there's a lot of opportunity within the storytelling to do a lot with it, like to go really serious with it too, just because of essentially what they are. They're ninjas.
Yeah, they're ninjas. It's rooted in all that like mysticism and ninja art, and yeah, it's crazy. It's cool.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not a ninja fan because I think the cartoon started coming out when I was a little older, so I really didn't get into it as much.
Hey,
I thought
man.
they were childish.
Yeah.
But talking about today, not getting to the store, I was looking for that freaking Kanto. I wanted that Kanto variant where they kind of homage the turtles, because that looks so freaking cool today. And I know I missed it. It's gone, and I'm not going to go after it, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's gone. My shop didn't even have that.
I thought that looked great, bro. I thought that cover looked great. It was just a homage.
I gotta ask, like when you go and look for a book, like you see a cover, like I gotta have that cover, and you do go and get it. Like, do you usually go through eBay or another dealer somewhere to find it? Is that how you would find it?
I started looking. Yeah, I started looking. It doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
Like like one book I did go after recently was that Thor second print of 5, a third print.
I heard about that. Yeah.
5 that has Null on the cover, and I went after that one online, and I found it cheap. But I don't want to spend more than $20 on a variant or
I'm with you on that.
I don't want to spend a ton of money on that unless it's freaking dynamite and I think it's gonna blow up. But it's never a sure thing, you know.
Yeah. Oh, completely. Yeah, I got some books I wanted to show.
Yeah,
man, definitely go for it.
These haven't been shown on my channel yet, so
awesome.
What do I got here? So I think I showed you this book already yesterday, but I think this is a very underrated book right now.
That's a great book, bro.
That's a great book.
Yeah, First Beast. It's surprisingly reasonably priced. It's
Magic Lasso. He's about that book. He's in the chat.
Who is? Sorry.
Oh, a buddy in the chat, Magic Lasso. I have the reprint of that.
Really?
Like the milestones that they did, that Marvel came out.
Oh yeah. Man, they did a lot of those too.
Yeah, but that's a beautiful book.
Just a sec here.
What do you think that copy's going to come back as? Are you going to send that in?
Oh, I'm definitely going to send it in. I'm thinking like a 7.5.
Nice.
Yeah, probably a 7.5, which is cheap. I mean, raw, you can get these for nothing. Like under $100 in this kind of grade. But it graded actually a 7.5. I think you can get for like $125 to $150. I think it's in that ballpark, and that's cheap for a big key from the early 70s. Right? Yeah. So anyway, I'm just throwing it on the table. That's a really cool book to get. I also picked up one of these.
Oh, beautiful.
First Havoc. I'm a big X-Men guy. So
where did you get these?
Where did I get these? I got the local collections. It's like there's a local collection being sold right now.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's be awesome, man.
What else did I get here? I've been buying more than one of these. I have quite a few of these, but I believe in this book.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So I think I have about 10 of them now. So
do you really?
Yeah. I've just been
in Canada.
Yeah, it is. It's like if you're Canadian, you have to own this book. Like no way around it. It's like
you like that one more than the 121.
I do. Yeah. Do you know why I like it more? It's harder to get in higher grade. It's quite difficult, in fact. So
I love that cover compared to the 121. The 121 doesn't do it for me.
Me either, and I don't think it does it for anyone. So, if you look at the market for it, the market's chosen that to be the true first appearance, even though it's a cameo.
And it's actually a cameo, right?
Yeah.
What's that? I'm behind. What's that a cameo?
It's Alpha Flight.
Oh, okay.
And they're introduced in the I mean, in this issue here, you can see, there's more Alpha Flight in it than you think, but it really is a first appearance in a lot of ways. But I don't know, the markets for many years when we were young, this was like a nothing book compared to the 121. 121 was the book to own because Alpha Flight in the 80s was a huge deal, like huge. Like what a book
that run.
Yeah, it was incredible. The whole Burn thing.
It's great run. It's a great run.
I agree, and they're all getting hot right now because there's word on the street that they're putting Alpha Flight in this new TV series called Sword. So it's and everyone's kind of trying to get them. I think I've got enough now, and I'm happy I have because I think they're really getting expensive.
Who's your favorite member of Alpha Flight?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, Vindicator for sure.
Vindicator? Which one? The original Vindicator?
The original, yeah. Like I think it's Hudson, right? And
yeah,
him. Yeah, I always thought he was super cool. I just liked his. It was a very patriotic suit for a Canadian.
Dude, I love Puck. I love Puck.
Puck's awesome.
Dude, badass, bro.
Yeah. I was also a big Sasquatch fan.
Yeah,
Sasquatch is cool. Yeah,
I was like the big giant hulking guys.
Snowbird too. I think it's issue 4 where they got that Snowblind cover where it's just her on the cover.
Issue 6, there's it's white pages. It's just like frames.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
Stuff, man. Love that.
Yeah, no. So I picked this up as well.
Nice.
It's Marvel Boy. Before it's Kazar. It's kind of Kazar's first appearance. So it's if you're into cosmic stuff, it's kind of a big book. And I have a few of these now, and I'm on the hunt to try and get a 9.6 or a 9.8 out of it. And I think this will come back probably about a 9.4. I'm hoping. So I grab them, and the only reason I grab a lot of these is a lot of times they're just deals.
Right.
And, I wouldn't generally buy like 10 copies of any book but they're so on occasion I'll run into a deal where you have to buy it. It's like you're stupid not to.
Yeah.
And I can flip it and go towards something else. But this is the book I'm most happy with here. But it is
beautiful.
In gorgeous shape. Like,
dude, that's nice.
Oh yeah, it's really nice. It's got like a really nice spine. It's white. It's I don't know. This character's coming in Eternals, so I can't wait to see that happen. So
hey man, not for nothing. I love the way you're looking at that book, bro, because I could tell you love that copy.
I love this copy. Yeah, no, I love this era of book. It's just like I couldn't have them as a kid, and now I can, and I'm very, very happy.
We're blessed, right?
We are absolutely. And there's nothing better than a 60s book that's like near mint. Like it almost like a time machine. It almost transports you to when it was made.
Do you ever stop and think, how did these books in these grades survive?
Yeah, it's crazy.
How did they stay in that condition for so long?
And it boggles my mind.
Yeah, me too. It's funny though. The ones that's like, if you look at like the Mile High collection, they were just stacked in a basement, basically just stacked on top of each other. And a lot of those happen like that. You'd be surprised how these books come out of such shitty scenarios and stay in such great shape. But like, it's funny. I'll have books that I have from the 90s or go look through like old store stock, and it's like everything's beaten to shit. It's sitting in milers for 25 years, and you just never know, man.
It's crazy, and I don't. This is what I've heard, that bags and boards didn't come out until like the 70s.
Yeah, like late 70s. Yeah.
How did they survive?
I think they just did. I think, but the thing is, if you think about it, like a lot of people would read them and just put them away.
But yeah,
they were really delicate in that situation, in that little bit of handling, and the books didn't get touched. It probably should be okay, I think. if they're not getting jostled around and stuff.
But they didn't even have long boxes. They didn't have short boxes that weren't around when we were kids.
Yeah,
true. And then the storage can, put in like a storage bin, and then.
It's amazing, man. I'm not complaining. Thank God, but I'm always surprised with like even the Golden Age books that I see some guys show, and it's like, oh my God, let's say it's a 4 or 5 Golden Age, but it's white pages.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Years ago, when I lived in LA, I was at a convention and I saw a guy there, and it seemed like he came to the convention with books to see what they were worth, and he had them all in wax paper, folded wax paper, with a very big string around both sides, and he would like untie the string very delicately and open them up, and these books were very old, like 40s books, and I didn't recognize anything back then. They were all like Independence and things like that, and they were perfect, but they were sitting in wax paper. I thought that was really cool. And then he said he had them in wax paper since the 40s or the 50s when he bought them.
It makes sense, because wax paper is very kind of like organic packaging,
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I have a couple more here. Nothing crazy. I got another one of these just because it was a deal. It was on a wall. So anyway, I think that is 11 actually of those. But these two are crazy. This I've never seen before. My buddy Greg in Winnipeg actually tuned me into this. He gave this to me as a present.
What is that?
It's Crash Test Dummies #1.
Get the hell out of here, dude.
It's just some fucked up random book. And and it's crazy because we kind of, when back in the 90s when we got back into collecting for a bit, we were collecting oddball stuff that Marvel did. Like they did a book called Groovy #1 in the 60s, which is just a ridiculous book. It's like you have to do acid to understand it. And so like we got into like oddball stuff. So every so often we'll find something weird. But anyway, I love shit like this.
Hey, the oddball book for me was Obnoxio the Clown meets the X-Men. You remember
that book? I remember that book. I have that book.
You what?
I have a raw of that book. I just wanted to read it because I remember that book as a big deal when I was a kid.
That was a big deal, and it was I think it was Obnoxio the Clown meets the X-Men at the Dallas Fair, or was it something like that?
It was. Yeah, I think so.
At the Dallas Fair, and I would always see that book like in the Mile High ad. Remember that they would have the prices, and I would see that book. I don't think I've ever seen it in person. I've seen it on video. Really? Stuff like that. Yeah, I've never seen it live.
Really? Wow. Yeah. I have one. So
that's crazy. I'll send you
pictures. But I have one more. This is a really weird one. This is a Kirby book. It's one of his last like books.
Oh, nice.
But like it's like from 82. I collect 3D books from the 50s and the 80s. Hopefully in the highest grades possible. I love this book simply because it's one of only a few. It's in 3D. It's only one of a few in 9/8. I think there's 2 9/8s, and this.
Oh wow!
Wow.
My buddy Greg has the other one.
What year was that?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I just think it's super cool.
What year was that?
It's 82.
Wow.
And the one thing about collecting 3D books is getting the glasses intact inside. I didn't actually know that this came with glasses inside, but it does, and the glasses are included. So it actually, if you take the glasses out, they're worth quite a bit less. And I actually have a few of the EC 3D books with glasses intact, which are really hard to get. And that's like my just pure fun collecting. Like, and I rarely find them, but when I do, it's like it's super exciting for me to find that stuff.
Isn't it awesome when you find that?
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But that stuff, it'll take me my whole life to find the rest of them because they're really rare.
It's like it's never done, right? There's always another book. There's always another this.
Yeah. I never see myself stopping. It's just
right.
That's exactly what you just said. There's so much out there.
Dude, I don't think I'll ever, like I was gone for like almost 20 years. I don't think I'll be gone again.
No, I don't think so either.
I freaking love it.
I love it too. And I love it. I remember when I wasn't doing it, I know this is going to sound really weird. I felt a little empty. Like it wasn't like there was it was so important to me when I was a kid, and it was a piece of, and I always thought of myself as a collector when I wasn't collecting, and I was always noticing everything, but I wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm just so happy that I got back into it.
Me too.
Yeah, we're lucky.
Well, I totally understand what you're saying because I feel the same way. I will go to shops, but I wasn't collecting, and it's just I felt empty.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Another thing I got back into collecting. Actually, it's one of the things that got me. It actually was one of the reasons I got into collecting big time in the last 5 years. Is Fangoria magazines?
Oh yeah, man.
Like I collect Fangoria, just like.
And you have them graded?
I haven't graded very many. They're really hard to get in like over a 9.4. They're almost impossible. Let's see what I got. I've got a few here. Oh, these are all creepies.
Oh, creepies are always nice.
Thank you.
I have a one, maybe two creepies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I dig the magazine size covers or books. They're nice.
Like Fangoria. Number one, I love this book. It's as a kid, it was like because I was a big horror guy. I wanted to make movies. This shit was the best.
Hey, Chris, man, wait up. Okay, I know you're talking about horror.
Yeah,
but this is like the third time you've mentioned Godzilla, bro.
I love Godzilla. Godzilla is like my ultimate favorite thing in the whole world. I love Godzilla.
Dude,
Godzilla's awesome.
Godzilla's awesome, bro.
My son in his room, just around the corner here, has my whole Godzilla collection in it because he's obsessed with it too. And I'll take a picture and send you the Godzilla stuff. It's pretty.
Dude, I got one. I love Godzilla, but the only Godzilla I have right now is, let me see where he's at. I got this little Godzilla. I freaking love
awesome.
Dude, I fucking love Godzilla, man.
Yeah, me too, man. That's a great one.
I fucking love Godzilla, dude.
Everyone does. If they don't, I don't trust you.
Right? Hey, Magic Lasso had a question. He was asking
Magic
about
let me bring it up.
heritage issues, if they were available as single floppies or just the collected edition floppies. I don't know if you know what heritage issues were or are.
I don't know what heritage issues are. What
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you could give me more information. But anyway, the Fangorias, there goes Tokyo.
Yeah, baby. Blue Oyster Cult.
Isn't everyone like Godzilla? Javi, did you like Godzilla as a kid?
Yeah. I was definitely introduced to Godzilla as a kid, and then we had the King Kong movies and stuff like that, but Godzilla didn't get popular again until like just recently when they were doing all the the reboot movies that just came out.
Yeah.
But I love like when you brought up the Godzilla comic that you have, where he's fighting the Thing. I always thought it was so cool how Marvel came out with a Godzilla series and he pit it was Godzilla versus the Avengers or like Godzilla in the Marvel universe. I thought that was so badass. And that's
there's issues. Yeah, the last 10 issues they were bringing all these people. But the final issue, like issue 23 and 24, they have the Avengers fighting Godzilla.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In the downtown New York. And there was a moment where they were apparently they were trying to get the rights, because they were selling really well. And they couldn't. Toho wouldn't allow them to continue doing it. So I'm just thinking what could have been, if it would have gone 150 issues or something, it would have been the greatest. So,
dude, I want to stay on Godzilla because I got a few other topics, but let's address Magic Lasso. Heritage were the French Canadian reprints of US, DC, and maybe Marvel books.
Yeah. I have a few. I didn't realize they were called Heritage. Yeah, they're where I live because the French part of Canada is way out east in Quebec. It doesn't. As a child, you didn't see a lot of that stuff, but at conventions, you'll see them pop up. Yeah, I mean, the further east you go, you'll see them everywhere. They're quite common. Well, not common, but they're around if you go looking. So hit eBay, man. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, back to Godzilla. What's your favorite Godzilla movie?
Mine? Oh, it would be Son of Godzilla. And I'll tell you why, because it's the craziest one. It's crazy. It's like an acid trip with Godzilla.
Is that the one where it's the island and the kid goes?
Yeah. And
what happens with the kid?
Yeah. And he's talking to the thing. Oh,
yeah.
Is it called Son of Godzilla?
And then there was the little Godzilla, and then there was the monster that had like did he have like a mohawk or something? And he was
yeah.
And then Godzilla, I think he would step on the tail of his son, and little smoke rings would come out.
Yeah.
Dude.
Have you seen Shin Godzilla?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
It's crazy. It's insane.
It's crazy, right? I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked what I was watching.
Yeah.
Any Godzilla is good Godzilla, but
Godzuki, yeah.
Godzuki.
Godzuki, and then the music would play in the cartoon.
Yeah, but on one of my videos, I think I opened up with that as my first.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah. Everybody, you guys gotta watch Vancouver Chris's videos, because you start off always with those old time '60s Marvel cartoon.
Yeah,
love those, man.
I love that stuff too, man.
Intros.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Godzuki. When I was a kid, being where I lived, there wasn't a lot of access to Godzilla things.
Right.
Like, really, there weren't a lot of Godzilla movies, except for the odd movie that would play at midnight or something. But there was a Shogun Warrior Godzilla, which I never had because I missed out on, and a few other things. But generally, I was obsessed with Godzilla simply because I couldn't get Godzilla, so I had to draw them. And I mean, I love Godzilla. Dude,
my favorite is the first Godzilla with I believe it was Raymond Burr.
Yeah,
the American version.
Raymond Burr's from Vancouver, by the way.
Is he really?
Well, he's from a satellite town from here, but yeah. I don't know why I said that, but
that's great, dude. I didn't know that. That's probably my favorite Godzilla, man, because it seemed like it was almost like a reality.
Yeah.
Back then, and they dude, amazing.
People took that movie really seriously when they first saw it too.
They did,
because it was a serious movie.
Yeah, it's a very serious movie. That first one, they never really showed Godzilla too much. It was always in the shadows, and you would see the aftermath, and not until later.
I got really into collecting Godzilla toys and stuff around 2009, 2010, and I got introduced to some of these collectors. If you want to meet obsessive collectors, wow,
really?
Whoa, it's crazy. Yeah, it's really, just go down that rabbit hole and see where you go. It's fun though. I mean, I wish I could collect all that stuff, but there's little Godzilla trinkets that go for thousands of dollars. Yeah. I really like the really big ones, but those go for big money. But there's just so many little things.
The Shogun Warriors Godzilla.
Yeah, that one's not too expensive. You can get them on eBay for fairly reasonable.
Yeah, but they're never complete though. That's the thing. They're always missing something.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy mint ones. I think they're about $2,000 now, which you can buy for $600 10 years ago. They weren't that expensive, so it's crazy Grail money,
Yeah, but hey, everybody seems like they're all Godzilla fans.
You better be.
Yeah, Mega Godzilla, dude. Ghidorah, the three-headed. Oh my god, I love that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's the remake of the movie that they just did recently.
Yeah, dude.
Where he fought King Ghidorah.
I really didn't like the new ones, man. I wanted to.
They're different, yeah.
They're just so dark, man. It's just.
I like the scene where they're in the underwater base, and then they have Godzilla coming swimming up to them.
That was pretty cool.
That was cool. I'll never forget that scene. That was a really badass scene.
There's Godzilla versus King Kong coming out.
It's coming out, but I mean, how are they gonna get King Kong to go up against Godzilla?
I just started working on it, and they told me how Godzilla is going to be the same size. There's a reason, and it makes sense. I'm just going to say that. I'm not allowed.
They're going to miniaturize. They're going to shrink them down, or
that's pretty sweet.
So some background stuff, and it is getting made.
It's already made.
Yeah, it's already made. It's just hasn't been. Yeah, it's a
huge movie.
Yeah.
The guy who did he shot a movie in town here. Dead Note. What's his name? I directed it. Anyway, he's doing it, and it's coming out. I think it was supposed to come out at Christmas this year. But
so Godzilla and King Kong are the same size in this movie.
yeah.
Oh
I don't know how. I don't know how.
There's reasoning for it.
Godzilla's huge.
So
hey, but in the King Kong movie, the last one, King Kong was a lot bigger.
And the reason why they did that is because it was supposed to be a build-up to King Kong versus Godzilla.
yeah, but Godzilla's like he's so big.
He's like a
huge.
dude. He's a skyscraper.
He's monstrous.
He's bigger than a skyscraper. You knock skyscrapers down.
You know what they need to do though? They need to just make one without people.
Yeah,
because no one, even nowadays they can get people in it.
They're
just waiting for them to leave.
Yeah, they had the weird like animated ones too that just came out. Also,
is that the one where Godzilla's like super huge?
And like I don't remember exactly what happens at the end, but it's like breeding or something like that, or like
the one from the 90s.
Yeah.
No, there was something I've done recently. The cartoon one in anime. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's like an anime. Yeah.
But my son and I watched it. I was falling asleep on the couch for some reason.
It's very like science-y.
Yeah.
And very wordy. Yeah.
Is that what I want in Godzilla?
Hey, I'm just gonna end this little segment of Godzilla talk with I love Godzilla, but I also love me some Gamera.
Ooh, spinning turtle action. I like that.
I love me some Gamera, bro.
Yeah, I've always wanted to get a nice like Gamera statue, like something. I don't know what, but I'll find it one day.
It's Mothra, right? Mothra,
that's the moth.
Yeah,
that's
the moth one.
The little girl that sings or something.
Yeah,
I have all this stuff, man. I love this stuff. Yeah,
it's great stuff, dude. It's freaking
Mecha Godzilla. It was like the dumbest design ever. I loved it.
What did they shoot something out of the nose? I kind of remember the.
Yeah, I kind of remember that too. Yeah, there was it had like missiles or something on the
dude, it was ridiculous. It was freaking ridiculous.
But when you're like 7 years old,
it's the coolest shit ever.
It's as good as it gets. Yeah. You actually, I do believe you love. I like the costume stuff better. You know, they're in costumes running around, just simply because you want to do that. Like, there's almost fantasy role play in it. It's like it's just cool, man.
That was the original cosplay, man. Get out of town, dude. That was the original cosplay.
With the baby Godzilla. Oh my god, those are so crazy.
That's actually I have a bucket list, and I now have to write down in my bucket list I need to dress up in a Godzilla outfit and destroy a small city, a model city. What do you think that would cost? But hey, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Like, we're around 60 years old, I could do it.
You could do it.
Yeah,
write a storyboard for it and then make it come to life.
You could make it happen, Chris. You could make it happen.
Wait, is that correct terminology? Write a storyboard, or would you draw a storyboard?
I'd probably draw a storyboard.
Yeah, that's more correct. Yeah.
Hey man, we're almost at 2 hours, dude. This is just
holy shit. Really? I thought it was like 40 minutes.
Dude, we're almost at 2 hours.
Well, apparently we get along.
I told you, man, this we take like the first half hour and we just kind of like feel it out, and then it just flows, man.
Yeah.
It's every week.
How's all the audience members liking it? I haven't been looking.
Dude,
once we started talking about Godzilla,
oh yeah, lit up, man.
Yeah, lit up. Hey, appreciate everybody being here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Everybody in the chat. I think Jeff left and then he came back.
Yeah, I think he went on break and then he came back from break and then he went back to break or something, dude.
Also, great thought though. That Pacific Rim was a great take on Godzilla.
Yeah.
It really was great.
But dude, the chat's been popping, man. The chat's been freaking popping. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Pope, man. Appreciate everybody, man. I got one last question, dude. I really want to know what got you into YouTube. Why did you start making videos?
Guys like you. I was watching. When I'm working, I sort of. So basically, my workstation is like a Cintiq tablet on my desk, and I have this monitors in front of me, and I just draw, and I listen to, YouTube. I just go on YouTube and just listen to people talking, and comics obviously are a big topic, and I just sort of went down that path, and I started discovering you, and Long Box Love Affair, and then 3 Men in a Basement, and then Lords, and then all those guys, and I'm finding the smaller groups, like I'm not really into Comic Tom or Reggie Collects anymore because they're just I don't know. It just seems like they're regurgitating the same info all the time in different ways. But like this is more like a conversation. It's like I'm hanging out with my buddies.
Yeah.
Well, I'm drawing, and I have to do late hours. Like I'll work till like 4 a.m, and I'll just sit there listening to all this stuff, and I just thought, shit, I could do this. I got good books. Let's share, man. And honestly, maybe I'll meet some people. My first initial thought was maybe I'll meet some people I can trade with.
Nice.
I really like trading. That's something I haven't talked about. I mean, that's probably my most important thing. If I could find some good trading partners, that'd be awesome.
Really?
Yeah, I love trading. Yeah, it's the best. If you can find someone who can do it properly. Because most people, they're like, I'll give you this Hulk 181 for this Action Comics #1. What? So it's there's a lot of that. It's hard to balance it, but I love a good trade. So, do you guys ever do that? Trade?
No, dude, I've never done a trade.
I've done some trade. I've done a couple trades.
Has it worked out?
Yeah, for sure. I am a big run filler for some series, not a lot, but like a lot of the Conan stuff I like.
Oh, nice.
So, Conan the Barbarian, Avengers, but I'll buy somebody, I like, for example, somebody's looking for Avengers like 116 or something like that, or like around that era. And then I'll buy like 2 or 3 of those and I'll get a whole stack of Conans. So it kind of works out for me,
Nice, man. I love that. Like Sema Conan style and Ernie Chan. Do you buy the magazines too?
I would like Hialeah was saying, there's people in the community that are kind of crazy, and then once they know that you like something, they'll kind of just throw stuff at you for free, which is what we call AOKs, act of kindness. And I have like big, like right over here, I have some stack of of Conan magazines, Savage Sword.
Dude, I got a stack of Conans here in my house that I gotta give to you, man.
Yeah,
but they're cheap still, right? So you can.
They're cheap.
Yeah,
no, they're cheap. Yeah. They're
glorious. It's like you can get them, but you can't get them in high grade because
right.
If you were to collect that way, but to read, holy crap, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
It's some of the best 3D material out there. I mean, and the art is so good.
Is that Roy Thomas wrote a lot of that stuff?
I believe so.
Oh, a lot of it, yeah.
I remember as a kid, it was like
Conan was kind of his baby.
It was like there was almost boobs in it, and like
almost
not to forget.
But that was enough.
Oh yeah. My pants are tight.
The side shot, side boob was huge.
That was enough. Yeah, at 12.
Oh
yeah.
No, but the art was always great, and I learned how to draw off some of those books. I read them all the time. They were great.
Yeah, dude.
And there's actually some really good. I remember McFarlane did a cover for Conan, like 241, I think.
Really?
I think it's like kind of a hot book now, but it was. I remember as a kid thinking that was cool, and there's some neat little books in there that are like Neil Adams did a neat one, but yeah. I have a few of those in.
Barry Windsor Smith, man, he's
one of my favorites. Did you guys ever read Machine Man limited series from the 80s?
Dude, that's coming back. People have been showing that. I know Kenny84 has been showing. He's got the 4 issues?
Yeah.
Amazing covers, bro.
Oh yeah, all of it was amazing. And he went away and became a fine artist, and then he got back into comics. He hadn't done comics since like the mid 70s, and he went and did that, and he almost didn't even know how to draw comics again because he was such a fine artist, and he had to find his new way of doing it. It's pretty interesting.
It's his story is super interesting because he got paid like little to nothing, man, and he has some of the best, in my opinion, some of the best, most passionate art. You know,
game-changing art.
Yeah.
For that, there was some real game changers.
That Conan run,
and he did it because he loved it. He's not getting paid like anything, right? And he's still doing it, putting it out there.
But that love translated to him being so good that he could go independent and still sell a lot of stuff. Like all these big books called Storytellers.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember that in the 90s?
No.
they're amazing art, but they were really expensive too, from what I remember. But I only picked up a couple because I just couldn't afford them. But they, I know they sold really well. And I think he's kind of a loon too. He's like a UFO guy. Really
Yeah.
Video about him.
You can kind of tell, yeah.
I don't know. I have a lot of comic book like artist friends, and most artists are kind of loony anyway, and it's kind of fun. So it's all right.
Yeah,
we're all allowed to be a little crazy.
Hey, Jeff Schultz just mentioned that you like what he sent you. Amazing.
Yeah, he sent me a nice Conan edit that he did. So thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I didn't spill the beans. I didn't let you know about it. He showed it to me earlier. But yeah, hey, you got what do you got coming on with your channel, Vancouver? What's going on?
Oh, so I'm going away. I was going to put up a video tonight, but I might not get time because I'm flying out early tomorrow morning. But in the new week, next week, I have about 7 videos. Not in the whole week. I'll probably put out 2 or 3, but it's mostly mail call stuff. Like I have a lot of mail call stuff that I just got to get through and just chatting, that kind of thing. Nothing crazy, but I'd like to start doing this kind of thing at some point.
Fun, man. It's fun. You had a good time?
Oh man, I'm like looking at the time and I'm like, I kind of got to go, but I'm like, I can sit here until like midnight.
We can keep going, right?
Yeah. I know, right? We can just keep talking about whatever, like next. Yeah.
I think we should just do this once a week. Is that cool? Everyone cool with that?
Awesome, I can't wait. You know what? I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see those CGC unboxings with all those books come back, man.
Me too. I'm gonna do a video of us picking books.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. That would be a lot of fun with you and your buddies. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you'll get to see some of the books before they go in, and we'll get to see what happens to them later. Which is, I don't know, it takes away the mystery a bit, but at the same time, it takes away the mystery of what's coming out of the box. But the grade's a thing. It's a big
hell yeah, man! It's the grade, but they come back as it's the main meal.
Yeah, totally. And I'm nervous right now because my last like 2 boxes I got back were graded ridiculously high, like really hard. And I got books that I swear were 9.4s coming back 8.0s, which is a big deal when that's a lot of money difference.
It is.
And it's nerve-wracking seeing that happen. And it does happen like every year. I get 1 box or 2 boxes like that just get hammered. But then I also get a box every so often that's like, what are they thinking? And it should be 8.0s, It's
crazy. Out, right?
It does equal out, yeah. So I'm just hoping this next one they're not paying attention.
Yeah, you're hoping that grader is having a good day.
I'm gonna split $50 bills into each book and see what happens. That'd be cheap.
Ugh. Right.
Javi, what you got going on?
Tomorrow we'll be doing a live stream. We're gonna do the Start Me Up show tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Talk a little bit about some music.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll be doing that tomorrow, and then Sunday, Silver Age Sunday, and that's about it, man. I don't know. I'm thinking about doing like I have the selling bug too. I have the itch to sell some books, so maybe I'll be doing that over the weekends. We'll see.
Awesome,
sweet, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything cool you want to sell?
To be honest, it's a lot of $1, $2, $3 books. So I have a lot of those that I would love to give out back to the community if anybody's interested. So
look who I found.
Oh, nice.
I actually just knocked over my bottle of water all over my foot. Awesome.
That was great, man. That was great. All right. Hey, we're going to be back hopefully next week. We might have a time change, Javi. I got to let you know about next week because we got to see if we could change it maybe to Thursday or something.
Okay, that actually, well, we'll talk off air because that will work for me too.
But watch for the Inquiring Minds next week. It might not be it's not going to be Wednesday. We're going to figure it out. But please look out for that. Start Me Up show tomorrow. We're going to do 1969, my birth year, versus my oldest son's birth year, 1994. Tune in tomorrow on Conquistadorks channel to see which year wins. It's my week to pick the years, so I'm so happy for that. I might be doing a top 5 worst covers in my collection video in the next couple of days. I gotta put that together, and Silver Age Sunday, hopefully this Sunday. I hope I can make it. I got some stuff going on, but man, I'm Conquistadorks. Man, Chris.
Biggie says, show a book, any book.
To who?
I guess Vancouver. He's the guest.
Show a book, any book. Reach behind you and show a book. A banger.
Ooh, 9/8 silent issue.
Sweet. That's a banger. Hey, Biggie, I don't know if you were watching, but we showed him the term.
Other one too.
Shit. He's got bangers for days, Biggie. You got to check out his channel. I'm going to put the link in the description, guys. Vancouver Comic Junkie. Chris, man, thank you so much, man.
And thanks for having me, man. This was awesome. Seriously.
Yeah, man. Thank you. It was a great talk.
It's a big
Hey, if we can't do every week, maybe we'll try and do it every, maybe once a month or something. It'd be awesome to just have you on like a hangout show.
Absolutely. Yeah, just hanging out. This is why I do this kind of stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Hey, thank you, everybody. Man, the chat was popping tonight. Thank you so much. Totally humbled. Please hug, share this video, sub the channel, sub Vancouver Comic Junkie, Conquistadorks Javi. Thank you so much, everybody, man. I am humbled every week with this show. I'm always surprised with this show, man. I just love it. I just love getting to know people from the community. Thank you, everybody, and so long from the Sunshine State. And
bye from Canada.